Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra helping of fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches. How's that? Um, as you may notice, Bear's not with me. He's going to eat first and then he's going to show up, but he'll be here shortly. Don't worry. Don't worry. He'll be here. But I like to start on time. So, Deck Tray Bloodwing Peace like a NASCAR driver. Okay. Oh, hey, and good to see y'all. Hope everybody's doing really good today. I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad today. A little bit of pain today, but nothing I can't deal with. Hey, Necrosol, True Master Carl. Yeah, small crowd, but it'll pick up. It'll pick up. Functional, you still out there? I've seen you in the chat earlier. Hey, Pat. Like the stream, everybody. Jack Guns. Yes, please do like and share the stream. And if you'd like to help an old man out a little more, there are links to, you can use Super Chat. You can also, there are links to my Streamlabs and to my Patreon in the description. Yeah, Functional is out there. Hey, I know y'all are watching over my animals in Ark. And I do appreciate that. I haven't given up on it. It's just really hard to play lying flat on your back, especially when, because of my wounds, I can't put my laptop in my lap yet, my keyboard in my lap. So as soon as I'm able to sit up and play, I will be back. So yeah, if y'all just continue to keep an eye on them, I'd appreciate it. That's all I wanted. So how's everybody doing today? For a Thursday. No, the anniversary was the 22nd of last month, and 22nd of March. Functional was 59. Oh, your escape. Hey, well, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. You're lucky this isn't Lords of the Night. Oh, doing good after that nap. Oh, hey, I hear you. I think there's a nap in my near future after the stream. Naps are one of those things that are the just the best simple things in life. Functional says I'm dreading the song. Yes, well, you should. This year on my birthday, I was actually in the stream when they sang to me, and that makes it even worse. But I had a good time. Bear will be here very shortly. He just has to eat him something. Gotta fill the old tank. He was feeling a little bit peckish. So there won't just be me here trying to fill the dead air. Functional says no problem. Looking after the Dinos. Been playing a lot of Division 2 lately. Yeah, with the way our game is set up, they're not going through the meat and all that stuff very, very quickly, so it doesn't take a lot. And I do appreciate it, but I will get back to it. It's really hard to play a game when you're flat on your back, and especially when you can't put the keyboard in your lap. And I'm just not where I can do that yet without it hurting, because that's where my wound is. In my groin. So yeah. So anyway, enough about me, enough about Ark right now. If you sing along, it helps, but of course it's a little weird if it's your birthday. Exactly. I've been on the Lords of the Night stream where I have helped them sing, and I sang just as badly as they did, purposely. Of course. It does help. I get a lot of funny looks from my wife while I'm doing that, because she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't follow our kind of content. Functional says, glad you're doing all right, getting some rest. Yes, I am. Probably more rest than I want to. I'm in and out of sleep constantly, especially if I have to take these pain pills, because they knock me right out. I have been playing some games, but it's games that I can just use the mouse on. my son, who some of you know, J Kid, for my birthday, bought me a game called XCOM 2. Actually, I have all the DLC, so it's technically XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, and you can play that using only the mouse. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. It's a tactical shooter, more or less, turn-based. I'm having a lot more fun with it than I thought it was, and it's a lot harder game than what I thought it was. It's yeah, but been having fun with that. It just keeping me busy. You know, I'm getting really antsy. I'm into week number 2 of total bed rest. You know, I'm not allowed to do anything. I'm not allowed to pick up anything over 10 pounds. And if you think about it, 10 pounds is not very much. I bet my winter coat weighs at least 5. So it's not very much. I'm getting antsy. I'm ready to get off this bed rest. But the doctor warned me I don't want to tear anything up inside. It would be a bad deal. You know, and I agree with him. So, I hear noise.
Hello.
Hello. How was the food?
It was delicious, sir.
It was delicious.
You what, mate?
What'd you eat?
I had a pizza.
A pizza?
Yeah, it had spinach on it.
Ooh. Now, see, I'm not a big pizza fan, but I think it's Papa John's. Here makes a great spinach Alfredo pizza. It's just delicious. Oh, and real quick, thank you, Vomit Sausage, Bloodwing, everybody's favorite grumpy uncle. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do.
Why is Functional asking me to sing?
It's his birthday.
Is it?
Yeah, I think he said 39.
Oh, bastard.
Yeah.
You're nearly dead.
If he's nearly dead, what am I?
you need to be resurrected on a daily basis. And hello to you as well, Pat.
Yeah. Are you working, Pat? Because I wouldn't mind having you on here today if you've got time. But he might be working.
Yeah. What you talking about?
Oh, I was just talking. Just whatever came to mind. It had just talked about, been playing a lot of XCOM lately because, Functional out there in chat, who's birthday boy, has been watching my dinosaurs in art for me to make sure they don't starve to death while I'm away.
Yeah.
And I was just telling him that I would be back because it's kind of hard to play lying flat on your back, especially when you can't reach the keyboard.
He's a good boy feeding you digital dinos.
Yeah. But I was telling him I'll be back at the end of this week or when they get me off this bed rest crap. I'll be back, But I have been playing XCOM, that game that Jake had bought for me, because I can play it completely with my mouse. So don't need the keyboard for it.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but GOG had a sale on, I think it was last weekend. And they had Warcraft 1 and 2 on, and Oblivion on. Yeah, so I purchased all 3 of those. Well, Warcraft 1 and 2 came in a very, very, very cheap pack. And yesterday I played a couple of missions as the orcs in Warcraft 2. I've not really been gaming lately, though. I've just been mostly just watching anime and stuff.
I have been spending a lot of time playing XCOM. It's been... a lot of that has been restarting the game because I'll get about partway through and I'm like, God, I screwed this up. I'm going to restart.
Yeah.
I keep restarting. I think I'm on my 4th restart now and I'm fairly happy with it now. But
he says.
Yeah, I say.
He says this. Yeah.
Yeah. But you and I have talked a little bit about this game's got stuff that just gets me in trouble because I'm a character maker and it has a lot of, because you recruit a lot of soldiers. I mean, a lot of soldiers.
Yeah.
And since I have all the DLCs, I can make them look just about any way I want to. And make them talk almost any way I want to.
Bloodwing was telling me about this in DMs the other day. And you were making an LGBT member as well?
Yeah, I'm going to make an all-gay squad. They're all going to be shirtless with hot pants on. and combat boots, you know, and pink comp hats, you know.
Are they all gonna have
YMCA.
They're gonna have the porn tash as well.
Yeah, the handlebar mustache and
yeah,
yeah.
Fantastic. I've not really been gaming at all lately. Just haven't wanted to. I've just been mostly binge watching either Japanese cartoons or watching Punisher.
Them freaking Japanese cartoons.
Yeah, some of them are really good.
Well, you know, you all do whatever you enjoy. I just don't. I just can't find enjoyment in it. I have tried.
I do not watch them Japanese cartoons. It's all kinds of degeneracy.
I have tried, and I just don't get it. They just don't hook me, you know. If I were to get into any genre of it, I guess I would get into the horror genre of the anime. I've seen bits and pieces of some of that, and it wasn't too bad. But
yeah. Fair enough.
But I'm a huge fan of horror anyway, so
yeah,
that would figure.
Yeah. So Git Gud Nub, I assume that pertains to your barrage of tweets earlier.
Yeah, I thought I might talk about that today. We'll do it later in the stream after we're done with the news. But I thought it might be an interesting thing to talk about and get the chat's opinion on.
Okay,
that's fair enough. So yeah, I thought we might talk a little about that. You know, it seems to be on a lot of people's. Given my Twitter timeline, it seems to be on a lot of people's mind of late. So,
EVL1 there, Arabear, what is your opinion on the French police now can shoot their protesters? What do you mean they now can? Have they not already been doing that?
I thought they already were.
I mean, I realized it wasn't actual bullets, but they were using the old beanbag things they launch at people, and I think one of them things took out a lady's eye not that long ago.
Yeah. True Master Kill says, I hate horror games. Have you seen Bear play them? I don't think anybody hates them worse than he does.
Yeah. I can't do it.
No, he can't. He can't. And I won't ask him to anymore. I talked him into playing Outlast. I talked him into playing Outlast, and he got through about 10 or 15 minutes of it before he just said, nope, can't do it, shut it down, and erased it off his hard drive. I was even in the stream holding his hand.
No, I'm not playing Outlast 2 either. I've watched people play it. I ain't playing it. That's even worse, man. That's like outdoors. that's even you can barely see, you know.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. And the thing is as well, I've played 2 games that were similar to Outlast. Indie games is like it's like a let's play for my second channel. You must have seen those, Bloodwing.
What was that again?
I've played a couple of walking, you know, I don't know how would you describe those games?
The Walking Dead ones.
No, Outlast. How would you describe? Like, what genre would you put that in?
Horror survival.
Horror survival, but where you can't fight back.
Right.
I've played 2 games like that for Let's Plays on iRate Alex. It took me a lot to pluck up the courage to play those games. They were both indie titles as well, very small and in development. And I think the first one, you're like, it's when is it based? It's you have a horse and cart crash, and you find yourself in this weird town, and there's a guy with an old witch doctor mask on wandering around the town, and I couldn't really play that either. And there was another one as well where your house is like haunted as well. And that was actually horrifying because that one was way better in that it had scripted events as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you go into the basement, you have a look at this like satanic book, you turn around, the lights go off, and you can hear something breathing in there with you. I'm like, nope.
Tyler says playing a horror game, Irate Bear playing a horror game. Get off me. See where you don't even know. You don't even when I was playing 7 Days to Die with him, he'd go off and go hunt, look around in some cabin or something, and all you'd hear is bear, like, get off me, get away from me, hey, shoot you in the face.
Yes,
he's fun to play with.
Scared.
No worries, pushed button. Better late than never. But yeah. So how you been, Bear, since Tuesday?
I've been okay, mate. Thank you very much. I've spent the majority of today scripting a video, doing research and stuff like that. Absolute nightmare. I'm going to be releasing a video probably tomorrow when I get it recorded and fully edited and whatnot on the knife crime epidemic here in the UK.
Oh.
Yes, I set out this morning to try to find out why it's happening. What is it? What is it about the UK right now that is causing this? Trying to figure out the reasons for it, whilst also holding people accountable for their own actions. They do obviously have agency, but I spent a great deal of time researching stuff today. And every time I came across another issue, I then had to research that other issue, things like gangs and stuff like that. It just wouldn't end. Right. But I got there in the end. And expect that video probably tomorrow.
Sounds interesting. Nuts says, talking about you, he's fun to watch. Play horror games is what she was talking about. He is. Before I started doing what I do here on this channel, I had thought about doing a gaming channel, and then I realized I wouldn't be that fun to watch because I don't react that way. I'm not like Bear. You might get me on a jump scare once in a while, get me to jump. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I enjoy playing them, but I don't have the reactions that some of these guys do.
And for me, it's not like I'm faking it. Like,
oh no, it's genuine.
Yeah, it's genuine. I start sweating. Start panicking. I'm like, just start expecting bad things to happen. I can't deal with it.
Yep. It's been a long time. See, I seek that kind of feeling. I enjoy it. That's why I like the horror genre in particular, not just games, but in the books I read and the movies I watch and stuff like that. But it's been a long, long time where I've actually felt that.
Stargazer Night Bear has scared me more watching him than the game with his screaming.
Yeah, he has. We could be playing a game together, and we have that isn't even a horror game. Like say war. Yeah. My brain just went dead again. Warframe. Even Warframe. Something like that. But something will startle him, and him shouting out of nowhere will startle you. You're like, what the heck?
It's because it's easy to make me jump. It really is.
You remind me a little bit of my uncle, God love him, whose name is Charlie, but we call him Chicken Charlie because he's real goosey. That's what I call it. He's real goosey. He just a little poke and he'll jump through the ceiling, So everybody finds it a grand game to just walk around up behind Chicken Charlie and poke him in the ribs because he's gonna jump. I'm sure he doesn't enjoy it, but I in fact in story time I may tell a story about old Chicken Charlie.
Good.
But anyhow, news. Jews, goose. I don't know.
What do you got?
I got a little bit of news. I tried something different this time. Instead of researching it ahead of time and then forgetting what I researched, which is what kept happening to me, I didn't look at it till just right before the stream. So you're getting this as soon as it gets my attention.
I saw earlier that Trump tweeted out a meme video of Joe Biden saying, "Welcome back, Joe."
Yeah. Wasn't that was Trump Jr., wasn't it?
No, that's that's POTUS.
Was it POTUS? Because I thought it was Trump Jr. that done that, but yeah.
No, I shall show you now.
See, Reason, thanks for showing up, eh?
Yeah. He himself tweeted that
out. Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker, for the donation. Hey, Bear, boo.
Yeah, you didn't.
I don't think it works like that.
No. Usually have to catch me off guard, mate. Yeah, so he tweeted that out, the POTUS, which is funny.
All right. Well, yeah, well, we've always said on this stream and that, think what you want about Trump, what kind of president he is. And honestly, I think it's still too early to tell what kind of president he is, but he's a great troll. He knows what he's doing when he's trolling.
Yeah, he does. I noticed that the top replies was the Krasenstein brothers going at it.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
MC says, good morning. How are you healing? Very well. Very well. Every day I get a little better. Every day I get a little I get around a little more. What little bit I'm allowed to get up. But I'm just getting antsy, as I said earlier. This bed rest thing is wearing thin on my nerves. I want to get up.
The Krasenstein brothers, I'm convinced that they just have like Google alerts set for whenever Trump tweets, and they could be sat down, watching TV, having dinner, hell, even having sex. And then the second that they hear, that alert sound, they sprint to their computer to gob off it.
Oh, they do. They do.
So sad.
Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker, for the donation. Hey, Bear, look over there. Boo.
You having fun there, Pumpkin Trucker?
True Master Cole, did I see the Mike Lee trolling? No, I didn't. Lately, I only get on Twitter in the mornings when I first get up, and I'll give it a good look through. I'll scroll way back to see what's happened while I was sleeping, and then look at that for maybe a couple hours, and then I'm done for the day. Just move on to other things. But Obama says, are you getting sexy female nurses in to give you bed baths? No, I had that in the hospital.
Lindsay says, having sex, you really think the Krasensteins are getting poontang, Bear? Probably. I don't know. There might be.
Well, there's a bootay for everybody, I guess.
I'm betting they're asking their partners to wear Trump masks when they do it, so they can really go for it.
You think they say, spank me, Daddy Trump?
The lady with the mask on is like, tell me you hate me. I hate you, Daddy Trump.
We laugh, but we're probably not that far off the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord, have mercy. Oh, let me tell you something. A groin wound and a belly laugh don't mix too well. Oh, that hurt a little bit. Okay. So what did I have right? Okay. Well, this is the first title that, and folks, I'm probably going to have to, I've been trying to put it off and deal with it, but I'm probably going to have to take some pain meds. I'm trying to put it off because they make me loopy, and nobody wants a loopy Bloodwing on a live stream. Trust me.
Yeah.
But I may have to give in and take them. And it's hotter than heck in here. My thermometer says it's only 74 degrees Fahrenheit, but I beg to differ. It's got to be at least 80. Oh, got something Pumpkin Trucker again. Let's look at what did Pumpkin Trucker. Oh, thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. Always having fun. When Blind Girl's stream began, taking bets on my road rage. Gotta laugh somewhere. Hey, I feel you on road rage, and that's why I hate to drive. And I rarely do anymore. I'm not allowed to right now, but
I get mad just watching the bloody road rage videos.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Some of them make me laugh, but sometimes I'm like, Gah!
I am Jekyll and Hyde. I can be a pretty nice. Yeah, I'm grumpy all the time, but all in all, I'm a nice guy. I think. But you put me behind the wheel of the car, and it's Mr. Hyde. I'm out for blood. I've been known to roll down my window and yell at the person next to me, "Get off your friggin' cell phone, you moron! You're killing me here."
My mother-in-law had me in stitches one day. She was driving me home. I can't remember where we'd been or whatever, but we were driving down this road, and somebody pulled out of their driveway into the road, pretty much cutting us up. And she downed the window and stuck her head out of the car and went, "It's fucking blue!"
Well, my favorite saying is, like, if you pull up to a stoplight and the light turns green and the person in front of you doesn't take off.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're distracted. I'll holler out the window, "It don't get any greener than that around here."
No, Faithless, I have not seen the Trunk Monkey advert for road rage. My sister gets pretty bad as well. She just turns into the most racist person on the planet. It doesn't matter who's behind the wheel. She just starts screaming out the window.
I'm off. I don't like to drive anymore, and I avoid it as much as possible. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
All right. Our first news headline is, I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Buttigieg regrets saying all lives matter, stresses importance of Black Lives Matter.
Why does he regret saying that?
I don't know. We'll find out when it loads here. Like I said, today you're all finding out when I do, because I haven't researched today. Trying something different.
You regret saying all lives matter? Do they not?
I don't know. Let's see. Pete Buttigieg. I have no idea.
Buttigieg.
You got the gay booty. The mayor of South Bend, Indiana. I guess I should know how to pronounce that since he's from my state. Not my town, but my state. And upstart Democratic presidential hopeful on Thursday expressed regret over using the politically charged term "all lives matter" in 2015, explaining that he didn't understand it was going to devalue the Black Lives Matter movement. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was coined to show how racist and how narcissistic the term Black Lives Matter was. That's why it was coined. What I did not understand at that time was that phrase was coming to be used as a sort of counter slogan to Black Lives Matter, Buttigieg said after a speech at the Reverend Al Sharpton's National Action Network annual convention in New York City. Oh, good God, Al Sharpton. Reverend Al. And so that statement, which seems very anodyne and something that nobody could be against, actually wound up being used to devalue what the Black Lives Matter movement was telling us, he added. Since learning about how that phrase was being used to push back on that activism, I stopped using it in that context. Get out of my way, pop-up. In March 2015, during a State of the City speech in South Bend, Buttigieg was discussing race and policing issues, calling on his city to begin talking about racial reconciliation.
What do they mean by racial reconciliation?
Oh, gosh. Well, all this regressive stuff that I'm seeing here already doesn't surprise me because South Bend is a huge college town. I'm sure most everybody's heard of Notre Dame, the college.
Even I have.
Yeah. And that's where it's at. So, yeah. There is no contradiction between respecting the risks that police officers take every day in order to protect this community and recognizing the need to overcome the biases implicit in a justice system that treats people from different backgrounds differently, even when they are accused of the same offenses, he said, according to a transcript published by the South Bend Voice. We need to take both of those things seriously for the simple and profound reason that all lives matter. Yeah, I would agree that all lives do matter.
They do.
You've got to consider everyone. I don't necessarily agree that people of different backgrounds are treated differently. I think a lot of how these people, because most of the videos that I see that attempt to show that, look, the cops treated her real bad and it was attitude during the arrest and how they behaved that dictated how that went.
Yeah, your level of belligerence is usually what causes the police to give you the smackdown.
Now, are there police officers that have big heads and are full of their authority? Of course there are. There's bad cops just like there's bad people in any job. But by and large, I respect them very much because they sure do a job that I don't want to do.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Especially
in rougher areas. Holy crap.
Oh, good Lord. I wouldn't want to be a cop in my neighborhood. It's bad enough just living here.
I feel like if you were a cop in your neighborhood, you'd just be constantly shouting out of the car window the entire time.
I'm pretty positive I would be. I mean, I do that already just living here. I've been known to sit on my back deck and yell a few things at people in the street.
That is the things that you've told me about your neighborhood. That does not surprise me.
But I'm second generation in this neighborhood, so I don't get messed with too much. People just look at me, they start to open their mouth, and then go, he's crazy. I'm leaving.
Good.
All right, going on. All Lives Matter spouted up on Twitter and at political rallies as a hashtag and slogan used by critics of Black Lives Matter to counter the movement's cause of ending police brutality and systematic discrimination against African Americans. No, it did not. No, it didn't. That was not the purpose of All Lives Matter. It's so simple. It says what it means. It's not just Black people that matter. Everybody matters.
Yep.
I mean, it's that simple, people. But this is NBC News, so why am I not surprised?
All lives do matter, and of course the police will be more aggressive with you if you're more aggressive with them.
President Donald Trump used the All Lives Matter phrase frequently during the 2016 presidential campaign, and he won the election. So what does that tell you? Hillary Clinton once used it as well in 2015, earning fierce blowback from progressives.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, during his speech to the National Action Network convention on Thursday, Buttigieg stressed the importance of repeating again and again that Black Lives Matter. We insist that being pro-minority and being pro-racial justice not only must be compatible. That's got to be a typo. With being pro-rule of law and respectful of law enforcement doing the right thing. It should enhance, not diminish, the value of a good police department. When we assert what should go without saying, but in these times must be said clearly again and again that Black Lives Matter, Buttigieg said, prompting applause. And saying that all lives matter does not remove that.
I think they get so mad at it because it's kind of a protest to their protest, you know?
Yeah, they don't like being disagreed with.
Several I know the situation isn't a simple one,
right?
You know, and I could imagine that in every single state in America, the situation might be a little bit different than the next one, and probably different to how things are here in terms of racial profiling or whatever else. And every situation should be treated as an individual case, but Do you this like blanket kind of treatment or usage of words and stuff that I see being used from the social justice side? I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps.
No.
It's tribalism. I mean,
It really is just as simple as the only thing that anyone that says all lives matter means is that everybody matters. They're not diminishing black people in any way, but that's what they turn it into, that we're trying to diminish that. No, we're just saying that all lives matter. And if there is a police brutality problem, then it ought to be respectful of all lives, not just black people. Okay, it's just as simple as that. It really is. But they, like you said, they make it into something it's not. And as somebody that said in the chat, and I forget who it was just a second ago because I'm back and forth between tabs. That side, the regressives are like reading our minds. Well, that's what you said, but this is what you really mean.
Yeah, I hate that.
They always go.
Do not presume to talk on my behalf.
Yeah. Let's just got a couple of more sentences here. Several 2020 candidates are making appearances at the 4-day convention this week, attempting to woo Sharpton and make inroads with the influence he carries among progressives and African American voters. Look, if you're trying to woo Sharpton, I know you're not somebody I want to vote for. The man is a mess.
Yeah.
In his 15-minute speech, Buttigieg called for the death penalty to be abolished in the U.S. and said, if elected, he would push for national legislation that would allow ex-felons to vote.
Ex-felons, but not current, in prison felons.
Right.
That's something I've not actually thought about myself.
And I guess that this could be a stream in and of itself, just that topic. But if a person behaves themselves after release, be kind of like on probation. If they behave themselves for a certain amount of time, they don't get in any more trouble, then I'm not particularly opposed to giving that right back to them.
Yeah, I think I'd take the same position, really. I mean, in my mind, you commit crimes against society, you get punished, and you have a lot of your rights taken away from you.
Right.
When you come out, you've done your time, and if you kind of make it through probation and behave yourself, then I don't see why not.
Yeah, I wouldn't be exactly opposed to that. I'm pro death penalty, so I don't agree with that. And I know that's probably would upset some, but I have my reasons.
You need to have a deterrent.
Yeah. But this guy doesn't sound like somebody I would want to vote for.
I mean, I realize the whole death penalty thing is not a black and white issue, and we could probably spend an entire stream weighing up the pros and cons. And
absolutely, and yes, there's been innocent people put to death. I have no doubt, and there may be again.
And the cost of it as well.
Yeah.
And
all of that, but it's a hot button issue.
Yeah,
and I have no intention of taking us there today.
No, that's fair enough. That is a big topic. To go into, we'd have to start bringing up data.
Which
we don't want to do on this stream, folks.
Thank you, Owen Harmon. What I say? Almost say Owen Martin. Owen Harmon. Hey, blood wind. Hey, have you back, safe and sound. Miss you. Thank you. I missed doing it. I really did.
Hope you well,
Perfectly Faded Delusions. This is just the Dems trying to get more votes. Yeah. If they're trying to cater to Reverend Sharpton, then that I have no doubt that's what it is. Because man's a racist moron. He's a race baiter, huge race baiter.
There's money in it, though, isn't there?
Wherever the money is, you'll find Sharpton.
Yeah, there's good money in race baiting. I mean, you need to earn. If you go watch, what's his name? Race baiter on YouTube. Tariq Nasheed, that's it.
Yeah, Tariq Nasheed.
Go watch one of his streams, man. The amount of money he gets on a live stream is redonkulous.
Because to be honest, and I'm not likening to Hitler, but there are certain one of the things that Hitler understood is that you can get the people behind you if you give them a common enemy. and thus the Jews.
Yep.
And these race baiters today understand the same thing. If you give the people a common enemy, aka who white people, yeah, you'll get the people behind you.
It's easy. It's lazy.
Yeah, it is.
Looking at society like that is just, yeah. Did I tell you that I went to a Tariq Nasheed stream and I got recognized in the chat?
I think you did tell me that once upon a time, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah, within like a minute, one of his mods was like, Tariq Nasheed, suspected white supremacist irate bear is here. And I was like, I'm famous.
White supremacist, yeah. Well, only half of you is.
Yeah, I've got a splash of white supremacy in me.
Yeah, the white half hates the black half. Is that
yeah. Yeah, they're at constant odds of each other.
Oh, good grief.
But they don't argue race relations. They argue about what video and what format I want to use today. Yeah, that's right, Owen. I'm a known who white supremacist.
Oh, let's see.
It's the if you'd contacted me out of the blue 3 years ago and told me the things that I've managed to somehow do on YouTube, I wouldn't believe you. I would not believe you. You know, one day you're going to be known as a white supremacist amongst this particular group.
Right.
This other particular group is going to call you a fascist. And one day somebody from the extremely niche genre on YouTube, that is the malt liquor connoisseur genre. Yeah, it does exist.
See you, Kyler. Have a good day at work, dude.
See you later, Kyler. That would come along to one of my videos and not only threaten me, but call me a fascist and a Nazi as well.
Of course, to them, to the regressives, all of us in this genre, that all of us that don't agree with them, we're all racist, Nazi, white supremacists. You know, and that's the way they see it. And I honestly believe that some of them actually believe that. They've convinced themselves that that's true.
It's pretty sad. And Dectran brings up a point. Have you seen Dave Cullen's video on the Dems wanting foreigners to vote for the US president? That is a very, very time-old tactic that you often see from the left wing. And that's not just America. That's also Great Britain as well. It's very much Great Britain as well. So it's not just an American issue.
Right. It gets brought up all the time, but yet they want us to do away with the college. The electoral college.
Of course, that always gets brought up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. But it wouldn't be one of my streams if we didn't at least talk about Ocasio-Cortez for a minute here. And I've got two headlines, so I'm gonna leave it to chat. No, I'll leave it to you. The first one is Ocasio-Cortez to critics of Green New Deal. I pity you for your role in history right now. I pity the fool. Or the second headline, New York Dem calls AOC's Green New Deal a socialist lie, dares her to recruit candidate to beat him.
Oh, I want the latter.
The latter one? All right.
Did you see my tweet about AOC today?
I don't think so. It must have been after I turned Twitter off.
Oh, I walked into my office this morning, turned the computer on, and decided what I was going to do. The first thing I did was reply to a couple of emails, respond to some comments on the other channel. Then I switched over to Irate Bear and opened my subscription feed before starting my video. And the first thing I saw was AOC's face. Looking all crazy and shit.
That's not hard for her. Isn't that her normal look?
Bro, I presume so.
It was probably a picture of her going off on her rant when her Green New Deal just got dumped like a freaking hot potato. when it came up to being voted on.
She's I think I saw a picture. Was it last night on Ghost Poo? Drunkle brought up an article and it had AOC looking mad.
Oh yeah,
it's like really mad.
Yeah, she was hot. She went off on a rant afterwards.
Of course she did. She's bloody mental.
But yeah. Well, let's see what this one says. It says U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez Green New Deal is a lie to voters and a massive socialist program, a fellow New York Democrat, U.S. Representative Max Rose, asserted in a television interview. Rose then dared Ocasio-Cortez to recruit a candidate to run a primary challenge against him, saying he would lay out the red carpet. The comments from Rose, a 32-year-old U.S. Army veteran who served in Afghanistan, earning Purple Hearts and Bronze Stars for his service, followed multiple questions and comparisons to the firebrand New York congressman who's facing ridicule over the Green New Deal, her plan for revising U.S. energy policies. Rose, who has also previously criticized another far-left freshman Democrat, U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar, of one of Cortez's running buddies, Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, over her remarks about Israel and Jewish lawmakers in the U.S., told the Metro Focus program host that while he sees climate change as a pressing issue that requires a quick and bold response, Ocasio-Cortez's plan is just not that solution. This is not the time for milquetoast incrementalism, he said. Boy, that was tough to say with false teeth.
Wouldn't her plan have seen thousands and thousands and thousands of working class Americans who work in the agricultural sector basically be made jobless?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's easy, and I seen something earlier on Twitter. Somebody saying, "Well, we've got to do this and we've got to do that, and we've got to do all this social stuff." And I support somebody saying, "I support healthcare for all and jobs for everybody and all this stuff." And that's all well and good. I understand why you feel that way. I'd like to see it too. I'd like to be able to just sit around and get paid for doing nothing. Don't know if I'd feel good about myself, but I'd like to. But here's the problem. All that pie in the sky stuff, who's going to pay for it? That's what it always comes down to. How you going to pay for it?
Well, you know exactly where the money's going to come from, and we're joined this evening by my son. What are you doing down there, boy? Go tell your mum then. I'm streaming.
Okay, sorry.
It's fine, mate. Love you.
Anyway, let's see what else he said. In criminal, he says it just isn't. But with that being said, nothing about what I just said would provide a justification for a massive socialist economic policy platform. Just not needed. He dismissed the Green New Deal goals, such as job and housing guarantees, as economically unfeasible. That's what I just said, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saying the proponents of the deal are lying to voters. There's no need to lie to voters right now, he said. We don't need the Democratic version of repeal and replace. The Green New Deal is estimated to cost up to $93 trillion, or that's $93 trillion, or $600,000 per household, according to studies.
How much per household?
$600,000.
Really?
It's
wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
It's more money than I've seen in probably 10 years.
That's not sustainable.
No, it's not.
Why is it so much?
Because she's got too grand of an idea. She's like so many of these people. She's convinced herself that money just grows on trees. It just comes up out of nowhere. And so that we can have all this stuff,
Good grief. So that's what it comes out as the cost of. What does she cost it up as?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
But damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And as I said earlier, that's the question that always comes up at the end of all this grand stuff that, sure, I'd like to see people get helped out. Yeah, why not? Who doesn't? But where's the money going to come from? Because I can't squat and poop it out.
No wonder her deal got no votes.
Oh, it got nothing. How embarrassing did that have to be?
Oh, mate. I think if I I aspired to be a politician, right, and had spent years and years in university, all the way to and getting represented, getting voted in, to only have my first big game changer just not even receive a single vote, I think I'd quit.
Yeah, and I think that's what she's going through right now. I seen a tweet earlier that was linked to an article. I didn't read the article, but it was linked to an article that questioned her sanity at the moment, if she's melting down because of recent stuff. And it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, she come up so quick. She was the darling of the Democratic Party, has come up so quick and got so famous overnight. And it wasn't a year ago, and she was tending bar. And now that's starting to slip out from under her. Yeah, I could see that she might be having a few mental issues. Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker, for the donation. AOC said build more banks. I would not doubt it. That would be just the way she thinks.
Print more money so we can cause more inflation.
Yeah. Let's print more money. Folks, money really does not grow on trees. It just doesn't come out of thin air. And even a country as large as the United States has a limited amount of funds and what they can sustain financially. Some of the people just don't get that.
I get the feeling that AOC would pay for these kind of things by reducing, like applying austerity to your other, to your budget. And I think she'd probably take a good wedge of it from your military budget.
It's possible. That's one of the first places they always look for money is the military budget.
Yeah, it's there's a reason why America's the only superpower in the world right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we do got a huge military budget, but we're also a huge country.
Yeah, you're a massive country. You've got interests around the world, and you're the world's only superpower.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to be the world's only superpower by having a small military budget.
No. If how long before, if they start reducing the budget, how long before we get back to the days of pre-World War II, where we had a tiny military? When that war broke out, we had nothing. Bunch of second-hand equipment and very few people.
Yeah, the military needs to be well trained and have the best equipment.
Yep.
And that costs money.
Let's see. The Green New Deal is estimated to cost up to $93 trillion or $600,000 per household, according to studies. The radical measure proposes the transformation of the U.S. economy to cut emissions, in addition to retrofitting and replacing every building in an effort to reach the goal. Replacing every building? What?
What?
I hadn't heard that part of it.
Wait. Replace every building?
That's what it says.
What? As in every single building in America?
I guess.
What? Surely, like, she's not that insane. Surely she's talking about a specific sector.
It has to be, because if you replaced every building in the U.S., hey, Jen, better late than never. If you replaced every building in the U.S., that would, even with our resources, that would take more than 100 years. And I don't believe I'm exaggerating in any way, shape, or form.
She is that insane. Nah, you can't be. To, as Faithful says, replace or retrofit. What? No, it can't be. It can't be every single building. She can't be that mental.
The Entangled Enderman gives us a little insight. He says either update it to a new code or replace it if it can't be made green. Okay, I get that. That's still a massive undertaking. My God,
making every single that cost a lot.
Cost a whole lot.
If you can make every single building in the United States of America green, so that's definitely going to involve a lot of retrofitting and replacing.
Good Lord, just in my neighborhood here, in my neighborhood that I live in, was originally built just prior to World War II. Because there was an Army air base nearby, and it was built to house the soldiers. So a lot of the houses here are very old. You know, they go back to before World War II.
Yeah.
Guarantee a lot of those houses has stuff in it that would disqualify them as being green.
Oh, good Lord.
All right, let's go on.
You have a super chat there, mate.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Cryptic. She said all replace or retrofit. Jesus, she's a freaking idiot. I mean, we already knew that, but every day I find out just how dumb she is. And I still ask the question, how the heck did she ever get elected?
How? Oh my God, that would take years.
Yeah. I don't think I'm exaggerating very much at all to say it would take 100 years.
You know, if climate change is real, I don't. We're led to believe it's already done irreparable damage to our climate. So, like, what's the point?
Her belief is, and this is also true, that the world's going to end in 12 years.
Is she? Is she dumber than Diane Abbott?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is absolutely her belief that the world is going to end in 12 years.
From what? Climate change?
Yep.
Piss off.
Does
she think it's like a movie? Like, does she think friggin' 2012 or friggin' the day after tomorrow is going to happen just like that?
Yeah. You know, these people just don't consider the cost. They just don't. They come up with all these grand ideas that sound good, you know, because they tell people what they want to hear. Yeah, I'm going to be taken care of, and I'm not going to have any problems with money, and going to have cleaner air, and yada 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 yada, and all these things that just really sound very good, and don't stop to consider what's the cost.
Data Wasteland says yes and no, but military analysts say future wars, missiles, and directed energy. You don't want huge targets, so why the fuck are we replacing the carrier fleet with 15 super carriers? You do realize that, like, Americans' aircraft carriers are pretty much unsinkable.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That there is a very good reason why the Russians built and designed around 25 different anti-ship missiles that can be retrofitted with nuclear armament. It's because the only real way to take out an American aircraft carrier, if you're a different military, is to friggin' nuke it. Obviously, you can sink an aircraft carrier, but in a wartime scenario, realistically, like, if you go up against the American carriers, you're not going to win. And even if you did, you probably wouldn't be able to sink them.
Yeah. Jen, no, I did not see that speech. MC says AOC managed to receive a degree in economics from Boston University as well. I've seen some disputing that, saying that it was more just a class, not necessarily a degree. But either way it goes, her teachers need to be slapped for passing her on. And they need to be slapped right in the face for passing her.
Dave Westland. So why build more and bigger? Because America, that's why.
That's right. America, heck yeah.
No, but you do need to obviously make sure you stay ahead of the game in the military. It's thing, we here in Britain, we built the Type 45 destroyers. When they were released, they were the most advanced warships in the world for all of 5 minutes, because you guys came out with even better, even more advanced ships. I think you guys released some brand new corvettes, some stealth corvettes or something like that. and that's the name of the game. It's just all about being bigger and better.
Yep.
You know, that's what we're carriers anyway.
And let's face it, as Americans, one thing America is good at is keeping up with the Joneses. We are good at that.
It's all about that superiority when it comes to your military. We're especially with aircraft carriers. The bigger the aircraft carrier, the more aircraft you can fit on it.
Yep. All right, let's get on with this because I'm getting close to having to go pee.
Did we get our bets in?
Some people did. Yeah, some people did. I did see the bets. But Rose went on to slam Ocasio-Cortez following a story that she's compiling a list of Democrats that will face a primary challenge from progressive Democrats for siding with Republicans in the House on an amendment to notify the federal agency Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, whenever an illegal immigrant attempts to buy a firearm. She's going to keep a list, Rose said, looking somewhat annoyed. This is very simple because I'm not one to deal in subtleties. I think it's best not to be passive aggressive. If she wants to primary me, if the Justice Democrats want to primary me, I'll lay out the red carpet. We can settle this at the polls. I like this guy's style.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. This isn't the first time Rose has gone after Ocasio-Cortez after she tweeted that the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan to combat al-Qaeda in response to the September 11, 2001 terror attacks was disastrous and wrong. Rose spoke out. I believe it's long past time we end the war in Afghanistan, Rose told the New York Daily News, but I strongly disagree with the idea that the invasion was wrong or moral on moral or national security grounds. After our city and country were attacked, we were very clear with the Taliban. Either they gave up Osama bin Laden and al-Qaeda, or we would come and get them ourselves, he added. They chose to protect Osama bin Laden, and they rightfully paid the price. I can't disagree with that. Rose was equally direct in his past criticism of Omar, who asserted that some Jewish lawmakers in the U.S. may have divided loyalties regarding the U.S. and Israel. Certainly, as a Jewish combat veteran, I will tell you, I don't have dual allegiance, Rose said. I have allegiance to the flag. I have allegiance to the United States of America. Rose was elected to Congress in 2018 after defeating an incumbent Republican in the 2018 midterm elections for New York State 11th Congressional District that includes parts of the New York City borough of Brooklyn and all of Staten Island. Ocasio-Cortez represents the 14th District, which include parts of the Bronx and Queens. So, yeah, I like this guy's style. I don't know where he stands on, all the issues or whatever, but I like his chutzpah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
it's got some pep in its step.
Yeah. It's about time some of them grew a backbone. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican either, but more times than not, I agree with the Republican stance more than I do the Democrats. So it's about it's about time some of them got some guts.
Yeah, and he's a Democrat.
Yep.
Good.
Having said that, it is now time for the old man to go take a tinkle. So carry on, Bear, would you please?
Yeah, of course. What's going on, chat? I hope you're all well this evening. It is Thursday, the 4th of the 4th, 2019. I hope your week has been wonderful so far. What's going on, everybody? How are we all? Blood Bear, Alex, have you ever explored the deagle.com website? I have not. Believe in what most Republicans say when they are trying to get elected. Indeed. JFK was a centrist. Was he? I don't really know a lot about JFK, other than the fact he was quite a young man. Democrats seem more like they want to destroy the nation than help it. I would never call them patriots. From everything that I've seen, the Democrats in particular seem to want to divide and conquer when it comes to the electorate in America, to be honest with you. And they seem to operate on the idea that minorities can't better themselves, and I hate that. I absolutely hate that, because minorities absolutely can better themselves. James Colley with a $10. Thank you so much for choosing to support Bloodwing. We build death machines, monster recreational appliances, and hell, we get stoned and build extravagant bong/water pipes. To step up in America will attack brutally, then afterwards send you food. Oh dear. Lindsay says, I'm good, bear. I'm waiting for the workday to end so I can spend some time with my husband. It's his birthday today. Ah, well, tell him happy birthday from me. And probably Bloodwing as well. Deagle.com is all about worldwide military. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's probably best that you that America updates its carriers by building new ones. You want to be able to build command and control battle group platforms to place them in places like the Eastern Mediterranean, and of course in the Gulf. You know, obviously a battle group will usually consist of an aircraft carrier, which will control the rest of the fleet surrounding it, destroyers, frigates, submarines, that kind of stuff. And you use that platform as your main intelligence and command and control platform. You know.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I did read it. Yes.
I figured that's what you was talking about. Thank you, James Colley.
Bear, did you ever watch Sharp? And do you think Americans would get it? I've not actually watched it myself, mate. And if I have, I probably didn't know what it was called.
Data Wasteland saying AlexDaigle.com, DEHELE, is all about worldwide military. MC says JFK was a veteran and believed in the USA, unlike most Marxists, but he was an opportunist like most leftists. I can't disagree with that. Don't get me started on JFK. I don't think he was all that best president we ever had that he's made out to be. But yeah, I guess that would be another discussion for another day. I've got a lot of, I've definitely got opinions on all of our U.S. presidents, both Republican and Democrat. So,
in America, rednecks get bored. They build potato guns. You think we can't build a better aircraft carrier? I never said that you couldn't. I said, you know, America clearly wants to update its technology and build bigger and better ones. I put your fucking ears.
Oh, I got a cup of coffee while I was up. You're somewhat aware of the problem I've had with coffee makers this last 12 months or so.
Yes.
And I burnt another one up. The one that I got down and just got running a couple of months ago, well, it bit the dust. So we had to run to the dollar store and buy some unknown name brand one just to get through. And it actually works really well. I don't know how long it'll last because we didn't pay much for it, but.
Oh, you have a super chat.
Yeah, thank you again, James Colley. I need more followers in order for my fake outrage jokes to work. Hey, go follow James Colley.
Go tell your mom.
Yeah, tell your mom to go follow James Colley. I don't.
That was Alfie opening the door. I'm like, well, go tell your mum.
Evil one, I think he knows that. So is he.
No, I'm a bit autistic. I can't detect a lot of sarcasm in text form, so unless it's blatantly obvious. That's why you have emojis.
That's why people ask me sometimes why I, an old boomer, use so many emojis, because I use a lot of emojis in my tweets. I do that, but it's to get across. It's like it's sometimes hard to get intent across in a text form. So I do that. Okay,
James Colley. I like mums. I bet you do, mate. I bet you do.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Did you hear about the border agent who was actually an illegal?
No.
I saw that in my news feed the other day. I was like, really?
No.
I'll have to get the story up. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Yeah. Look for that.
I think I saw it on Tuesday morning, maybe. But completely forgot about it. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can go find it for you now. Oh, yeah. We'll talk, mate. It might take me a minute to find this.
All right. I'm looking to the story, see if there's anything that pops out real quick. Oh, good Lord. Gerald Ford grave vandalized. Grand Rapids, Michigan police looking for skateboarding suspects.
What was that?
Gerald Ford, ex-president.
Yeah.
Was vandalized. The police are looking for skateboarding suspects.
Well, so it's a bunch of kids then it's basically a bunch of kids being dickheads. It's not really politically motivated.
Yeah, kids are kids. Although I got to say that I've got to say that, having been a teenager, and yes, I'm not so old that I don't remember when I was a teenager and I'd done some really stupid stuff. But I would have to say that I never had so little so much disrespect that I would even consider defacing a graveyard. Yeah, that's out there.
Yes, that just don't do shit like that. Oh, where is this? I'm trying to directly Google it, but
I don't know. Let's see here. While you're looking for that, I think I've got ICE arrests more than 280 at Texas business.
Yeah, that's the first one that's come up for me as well.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that while you're looking for the other story. Workers' relatives came to the facility as word spread. It's really sad, and it makes a lot of people really angry and frustrated, the daughter of a detained worker said. Well, no doubt. He should have been legal. Federal immigration authorities arrested more than 280 employees of a Texas company in what officials said was the biggest single workplace raid in a decade. The Homeland Security Investigations Unit of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, said that the employees of CVE Technology Group, Incorporated in the city of Allen, north of Dallas, were arrested on administrative immigration violations and that they were working in the United States unlawfully. The raid was part of an ongoing investigation into complaints that the company may have knowingly hired people who are in the U.S. without authorization, and that many of these workers were using fraudulent identification documents, the agency said. Yeah, and that was the first thing I thought when I seen the headlines. I have never applied for a job here in the United States that I did not have to prove who I was, and that I'm legal to give some kind of identification. CVE Group Incorporated is a New Jersey-based company that refurbishes and repairs consumer tech products and has a national receiving center in North Texas, according to the company's website. The company could not immediately be reached for comment on Wednesday. Our focus is the criminal investigation, said Katrina W. Berger, a special agent in charge of ICE's Homeland Security investigations in Dallas. As far as immigration-related arrests, this is the largest ICE work site operation at one site in the last 10 years, she said. Relatives of workers came to the facility after word of the operation spread, some emotional and wondering about their loved ones. Anel Perez, the daughter of a worker who had been detained, told the station, "It's not fair." What? It's not fair? That's our law. Should have been here legally. What's not fair about that? You break the law, you get caught, you pay the punishment. What's not fair about that? It's not fair. It's really sad, and it makes a lot of people really angry and frustrated. Yeah, I know, but not for the reasons you're thinking. Berger said she could not discuss many details of that ongoing probe, but that the numbers of the administrative arrests we made today hint at the significant scope of this investigation. I said that all those arrested would be interviewed to record any medical, sole caregiver, or other humanitarian situations, and that the federal agency would then determine whether any would be considered for humanitarian release. That sounds more than fair to me.
Mm-hmm.
But the agency also said in the statement, in all cases, all illegal aliens encountered will be fingerprinted and processed for removal from the United States, as they should be. Berger said that authorities were still vetting information, and she did not have the nationalities, ages, or any criminal backgrounds of those taken into custody. I said that the search warrants were executed at CVE Technology Group Incorporated and 4 of CVE's staffing companies. Berger said that the federal law requires all employees verify that workers are in the country legally with an I-9 form. I said an audit of those forms then began in January, confirmed numerous hiring irregularities. In this case with CVE, we received many tips that they were hiring illegal aliens who were using fraudulent documents, she said. Berger, speaking generally and not about this case, said that immigration laws aim to ensure U.S. citizens and legal residents have a fair chance at getting jobs and that companies compete on the same playing field. In addition, workers hired illegally can be abused and exploited, such as by being paid less or subjected to unsafe working conditions, she said. Yeah, and that last one is a point that so many of these regressive that are for open borders don't understand. That doesn't get brought up. It can be dangerous for these illegal aliens because they are essentially non-entities.
Mm-hmm.
So people and businesses and whatever can pretty much do what they want to and get away with it because they're not going to tell on you because they're illegal. They'll get arrested.
Yeah.
It's just not good all the way around, people. Come on.
If you're going to immigrate, do it legally, people.
Yeah. I'm all for immigration. I mean, that's how this country started.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been referred to in the past as being the world's melting pot because, so many different nationalities moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. I'm happy with it. I'm proud of that. But if you're going to come legally. If you come legally, I'll welcome you as, hey, fellow American. Fantastic. If not, get out. Get out of here.
Get out.
That's right. Get the heck out. Come back when you can do it right.
I couldn't find the article, but I did find some fantastic redneck news.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir. Arkansas men arrested for taking turns shooting each other while wearing bulletproof vests after drinking.
Was this in Florida, perchance? Oh, no, you said Arkansas. Close.
Yeah. It doesn't get any more redneck than that, does it?
No, I can just see it. It's all right, my turn. Oh, that one hurt a little bit. Good God.
That's funny. Should I go for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. 2 men were arrested in Arkansas this week after allegedly taking turns shooting each other. Can you imagine being the police officer? Would you stop shooting each other? You're going to kill one another. Taking turns shooting each other whilst wearing a bulletproof vest. Charles Eugene Ferris, age 50, and Christopher Hicks, age 36, were detained on Monday after the incident, which took place on Sunday and left one neighbor alarmed. Yeah, I think it would alarm most people. Details of the case were inside an arrest affidavit obtained by the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette. According to the affidavit, a deputy with the Benton County Sheriff's Office first interviewed Ferris after he was admitted to hospital late Sunday night. The man reportedly had a red spot on his upper chest, but tried to concoct an elaborate cover story for the injury. Oh, God.
Necrosol says it was a 22. Yeah, and a 22 can still kill you.
Yes, it was a 22. Yeah, if I just look down, yeah,
it's a very small caliber, but it can still kill you. And yeah, I do believe that Random American also has a point that the effectiveness of the vest drops considerably each time that it's shot.
Yeah. Sorry. Pissed off idiots.
Yeah.
As reported by 5 News, Ferris claimed an asset had paid him $200 for protection. He said the pair met another man at around 10 p.m. and then ended up in a gunfight. The 50-year-old told the deputy he was hit multiple times but returned shots and fled in a car. He said he was taken to the hospital by the so-called asset. Later, he admitted making up the tale in an attempt to protect his friend. Oh, bless him. Leslie Ferris, the man's wife, had a different recollection of events. She told police that he had been drinking outside their home with his neighbor Hicks when gunfire erupted. The couple's residence is located in Rogers, a city in Benton County. I'll just read this last piece. When confronted by investigators, the husband changed his story. According to the affidavit, he confirmed they were drinking and playing with a bullet-resistant vest. After asking Hicks to shoot him, he was hit in the chest with a 22 caliber semi-automatic rifle. Wow. Silly bastards.
That's pretty stupid. I never did that. However, when we were kids, you know how every kid plays cowboys and Indians or cops and robbers or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Bang, bang, I got you. No, you didn't. You missed. I dodged. We all remember those arguments.
Mm.
Well, we didn't have those arguments because we played with BB guns.
You just shot each other.
Yep, we sure did. On our winter coats, and you were only allowed to shoot in the coat. We didn't want no headshots. Yeah, we played with BB guns.
Mm. I have another story that's it's going to make you go, ah.
Okay.
Boy mistakenly runs over chicken, takes it to the hospital in rush.
Oh,
bless him. Bless his little cotton socks.
Did it live?
Did
he get wings out of it?
I just scroll. There's a picture of this kid, and he doesn't look very happy. But picture of the little boy in Sarang, India, or Sarang, I don't know, foreign, who rushed to the hospital taking chicken that he run over mistakenly with his cycle, has gone viral among internet people, not netizens. That's weird. A little boy in Sarang who accidentally ran over his neighbor's chicken took it to the hospital in a rush with all the money he had. Ah, bless him. Ah. After the picture of the boy was posted by a person from the hospital, it created a stir among netizens. In just a few hours, the picture went viral over internet with 50,000 shares. The tension on the child's face holding the poor chicken in his hand and the money he had in the other hand will surely melt your heart too, and it is. But you can't see the whole. I think he's holding it by the wing. You can't see the chicken properly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But people who have reacted to the picture have not been sure whether to hit the laughing or sad reacting on it. But yeah, that's actually pretty cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's cute that the kid felt that way.
Yeah.
But take it from me, a guy with experience, chickens are mean, nasty, smelly creatures. Ugh. Screw a bunch of chickens.
I have 2 more pieces for you if you want them.
All right.
Oh, God. Prince Harry wants Fortnite banned.
What?
Come on, Ginger Pubes. You're a friggin' soldier.
Well, he's trying to stay relevant because it's a pretty foregone conclusion that his brother's going to be king.
Well, maybe. Well, yeah, he probably will be one day, but Charles is most likely to be king first. Oh, my God. Prince Harry is a soldier. He's been to Afghanistan. He's actually fought the Taliban. And because of how protective we are of the royal family, we made him come back. So we managed to reach a compromise where he would become an Apache pilot. And then he went back to Afghanistan and then started massacring Taliban with his Apache. He's been to actual war and he's killed people. And he wants to ban a game?
I don't know.
like I don't know what everybody here thinks of Fortnite. You know, I've played it, didn't really think much of it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I want it to be banned.
It's not that realistic.
Yeah, it's quite cartoony. You know. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, is calling for the ban of popular battle royale game Fortnite. The prominent member of the British royal family visited a YMCA in West London. Hey, that's where I'm from. Not the YMCA, West London, you pricks. And spoke to mental health experts about addictive games and social media. Oh my God. Right, okay. Saying that the latter is more addictive than drugs or alcohol. Yeah, but surely it's better to be addicted to a game than what it is to be addicted to drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I'm not going to argue that game addiction is not a real thing, because I've been pretty close to addicted to certain games before, you know, but not to the point where I don't eat and don't sleep, but I've certainly played games and looked up and said, oh my God, it's 3 a.m. and I got to work tomorrow. What happened?
I don't know if being addicted to a game is a real thing. I've not done the research.
Yeah.
They
can take over your life to a certain degree if you allow them to. Whether or not that's addiction or not, I don't know. That's for somebody smarter than me to say. But
yeah,
you know, and we've all been there. You're having a blast. It's a game you really like, and you look up, and it's 3 freaking a.m. and you got to be at work at 7. You know, it's like, what the heck? Well, just one more round. You know, we've all been there. Come on.
We have, and I get like that with a lot of things because I have a very addictive personality. Yeah. It's created to addict, he said, an addiction to keep you in front of a computer for as long as possible. It's so irresponsible. Well, yeah. Like it's like YouTube videos, you know. There's a reason why YouTube promotes YouTubers, that get the watch time.
Yeah,
it's how entertainment works. It's consumerism.
Random American says it's not the game that's addictive, it's that the person has an addictive personality, and that is what they're focusing on. Without the game, those people would do something else. And I would have to agree with that, because I too am someone, I've been very clear, I've said it many times, I have an addictive personality. If I like something, I have a tendency to really like it, like too much like it. You know, and just do it till I'm sick of it.
Cynical Lindsay says, Bear, did you see the Tesco? That Tesco had a reverse bully hunters campaign where they were raising money to have players hunt down addicted kids and kill their characters. I did not see that. Do you have a link? Anyway, I'll continue.
Push button says, I'd rather game than smoke crack. Amen. Yeah. Having been a drug addict once in my life, most of you already know that, but some of you may not. But yeah, when I was much younger, before I got married, I was an addict. I'm not, no use sugarcoating it. That's what I was. Yeah, it's much more preferable to be a gaming addict than drug addict. It's cheaper too, believe it or not.
Oh God, sorry. Where was I? It's created, or rather a bit. Fortnite was recently the target of a lawsuit for its loot boxes. Well, that's games in the current year, you know, especially games like that.
Yeah.
Addictive, and to get you to spend more money on it. That's how they're able to stay up for so long these days, you know? Which some have accused of being predatory and addictive in the past. Well, I cannot disagree that some of these game developers, publishers, do incorporate that kind of naughty behavior, especially with things like loot boxes and whatnot, and purposely like not finishing a game and then selling, you know, the rest of the game as DLC, or making the game, you know, pretty much a massive grind unless you purchase a loot box. Mobile games have been like that for as long as they've been around.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to take a look at that, sure, but gaming addiction,
I think it
I
gets
don't know.
overblown a little bit. I think a lot of this gaming addiction, quote unquote, could be solved if parents were just more aware of what their kids were doing and more involved in their lives.
If he's visited the YMCA, it's very likely those are not adults, but young adults or teenagers and stuff,
right.
you know. And that they were already there for good reason because their parents were shit. I don't know. I'll do the research on it. And gaming disorder is anticipated to pass an addition to the International Classification of Diseases at next month's World Health Assembly. Okay. Wow. Okay. Prince Harry urges parents to take action, have their children interact more with the outside world. Well, I mean, I can certainly agree with that.
Yeah. And real quick, not to get us off subject, but Bode's thesis, day one, again, attempting to quit smoking, send nudes. Dude, I feel for you. That's in my very near future. My doctor and I have decided that since smoking was a big cause of what happened to my arteries, that it would be a good thing if I quit at some time in the future. So, yeah, as soon as he agrees with me that right now, while I'm getting over everything, would not be a good time for me to try to quit on top of all that. And not good for me and not good for anybody around me. But yeah, I'm looking to that at some point in the near future. I feel for you. Good luck, dude. Good luck.
The Duke also emphasized the dangers of reliance on social media to form connections. It's more dangerous because it's normalized and there is no restrictions to it. Well, there absolutely is restrictions to it. It's just, you know, parents might need to do a little bit more to keep an eye on their kids with social media. We're in a mind-altering time. Well, I will certainly agree with you that social media can have negative effects on people.
Yeah.
And I believe it can cause something called dissociative disorder.
Yeah. And I've seen firsthand that my grandkids, you have to force them to go outside to play because they'd rather stay inside and play video games. You know, which was, you know, and this will tie into what we were going to talk about here in a minute. But I feel a second bathroom break coming, believe that or not.
Oh, wow.
This has been going on today. I don't know what's going on. Not to overshare, but, you know, I've been kind of bound up the last few days, you know, which is a nice way of saying I've been constipated, probably because of the painkillers.
Can we get Mrs. Bloodwing a spoon?
But I went today and then I haven't stopped going. So it's like once the dam broke. But you know, I remember people forget that my generation were the first gamer generations. Kids in the 70s, I was a teenager in the 70s, were the first to experience video games. But when we got addicted to them, you had to actually go outside the house in public to play games because they were in arcades. You know, when video games first hit, there were no consoles yet, you know, not until a little bit later. So you had to actually, yeah, Bloodwing broke the seal. Yeah, Zombie Teddy, you're right. But you had to actually get out and interact with people. It was actually a social function in and of itself to go to the arcades. You know, and it was a great place to hang out. Great place. Some of you younger people, I'm sorry that you missed that experience because it was a great experience. I have a lot of fond memories of when I would hang out in the arcades and so forth. Spent a lot of quarters though. A lot of quarters.
Even my generation, I mean, I'm old enough to, you know, going to the arcade and putting a pound coin into Time Crisis or House of the Dead or something like that and spending hours and hours there.
Oh, yeah. It was a great, it was a good experience. It was a very good experience. Nowadays, you know, we have our consoles, we have our computers, and we don't have to leave the house to play all the good games. You know, and so we don't. But having said that, real quick, I'm going to run in the bathroom, hopefully for the last time, and then we'll get into a discussion.
Okay. Whilst you're away, I will read the last article that I have.
Okay.
Which is actually probably a little bit of funny news. House of Commons suspended after water pours through the ceiling. Oh dear. I thought they were renovating the House of Commons. Apparently they aren't. Apparently they aren't doing a good job of it. Leak-soaked section of press gallery fills light fittings and floods a cafe on the floor above. Some of you may have seen as well that in the House of Commons, I think it was last week, they had a bunch of naked protesters glue themselves to the glass in the viewing gallery above where all the MPs sit, because you can go in there and you can basically watch the MPs debate and whatnot. And police had to come in and remove them from the glass. Yes, all of our some of the politicians were wet. It appears that this happened during a very small debate. That the House of Commons isn't always filled to the brim full of our MPs debating and whatnot. A lot of the time it just has like 10 or so in there arguing. You know, it's usually on a Wednesday when Prime Minister's questions is going off that the House is filled with pretty much almost all MPs. Did you say glue? Yeah, I think they glued themselves to the glass. I'm fairly sure Megan did a video on it. It's quite funny, actually. Horrible naked hippies. I think they decided to glue themselves to the frigging glass in the viewing gallery above. It's quite funny. So the House of Commons has been suspended for the day after water began pouring into the chamber from the ceiling, soaking a section of the press gallery. Would have been funny if it came down directly on top of Theresa May's head in front of the dispatch box during Prime Minister's questions. That'd have been funny. During a backbench debate on HMRC's method of recouping unpaid tax and national insurance, a torrent of water started to come down. See? Even God thinks taxation is theft. As the Conservative MP Justine Greening spoke, prompting her to pause and look up. That's quite funny. I really wish that would happen during Prime Minister's questions, though.
What's that?
There was a debate in the House of Commons, like a small debate. There were only like 10 MPs in there, and they were talking about how to get the money back for unpaid taxes and stuff. And as they were talking, water just started gushing in from above. And they stopped to look up. And I would have loved to have seen that happen, like if the water had landed on Theresa May during Prime Minister's questions. That'd have been fantastic.
Reminds me of a time. Oh gosh, this is way long time ago. I was probably just a kid. You know, I've mentioned before, you're all aware, my dad was a pastor of our church. And at the time, we eventually moved to a nice building, but at the time we were meeting in a storefront, just an old, storefront building. And I had a cousin that a lot of people had been working on to get back to church. And she made the comment, well, if I ever went back to church, the ceiling would fall in. So they finally get her to church, and she sits up on the front row because she had a broken foot or something. Her foot was in a cast. I remember that. And the ceiling fell in. It literally fell in right over her head.
Oh, wow.
It didn't hit her. It landed just right in front of her. But
that's lucky.
Big chunk of plaster just come down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you should have seen the look on her face.
It's not like she could have moved quickly either.
No. Not at all. Okay. Was that it for that article? Or?
Yeah. I'm just going to go get myself a drink as well, mate.
All right. You get that drink and then we'll talk. So chat, how's everybody doing? Everybody enjoying themselves? I hope so. little bit of dead air there, but I'm pausing. Yeah, it takes about 30 seconds on a good day for whatever we say to hit your speakers. So that's why sometimes we kind of, when we ask a question, we kind of wait and see. But HST says, if I go back to vaping, will do sounds way cheaper. I tried vaping. It chokes the crap out of me. I can't get the settings set right, and it just makes me cough like something fierce. So I prefer the cigarettes. Push the button, says blowing killer clouds here. But all right. Oh, here. Okay, here. Swan 792 says, okay, here had snow and hailstones in the UK. Really? That's a little bit unusual, isn't it? Good coffee, bodacious tea. Good coffee is a must-have, especially here in the BW household. Yeah, I'm all about my coffee. As we were discussing earlier, I go through coffee makers like nobody's business. I burn them out quick. Yeah, J-Kit had given me a vape setup one time that he was done with. It was a pretty nice setup, but I just could never get the flow right. It just choked me to death. I'm like, this is not enjoyable at all. So when I do go to quit, I'll probably go to the patches or maybe the gum, but depends on the gum because I have false teeth. So sometimes gum sticks to false teeth.
The fuck have I come back to?
Just me talking to the chat.
Just you gumming everybody, huh?
Yeah, just gumming everybody.
Did you? I don't know if you follow Keemstar, whether his tweets ever end up on your timeline.
Sometimes they end up on. I don't follow him personally, no, because I think he's a jackass. But, yeah, they do end up on my timeline sometimes. Yeah.
I don't know whether you may have seen the video he posted today. It appeared to be a fight in the hood, and there was like probably around 15 like skinny black guys versus one big black guy. Like he's a little bit overweight as well, and the big black guy won, pretty much.
Right.
Like they surrounded him, and he was taking punches from every direction, and he managed to bang out at least 2 of them. And he never went down once. And the comments on it were quite funny as well. It was like, that's what happens when you put all your skill points into health and defense.
Yep.
He did very well. I have to find that video.
So he was tanking it, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely a tank. Pretty much.
He was tanking it. Yeah, I feel you, bodacious T, talking about he's smoked for 12 years. But I can definitely feel, because I've been smoking for 47 years on a regular basis, pack a day for probably 42 or 43 of that. So yeah, long time.
I've been smoking since I was 18.
I was 12.
Of course you were.
Yeah, when it started. I started stealing Winston's from my old man.
I bet he didn't like that.
He never caught me. He always suspected it, but he never caught me. Jen says, did you watch PewDiePie's latest music video yet? No, I haven't. I've said I've been
so good.
I've been pretty honest about I don't like PewDiePie. I don't. I don't think he deserves all the grief he's been getting lately, but I don't like him as a content creator. Never have.
Yeah, the music video is quite good, and the things that he says in the song are quite good. It was like a collaboration between him, Boy in a Band, another guy, and he throws serious shade at T-Series and India as a whole.
Well, that's not hard to do.
Yeah, he obviously did his research, and apparently when T-Series first, became a thing, like it was the guy who started the company was basically just a guy selling fruit on like a stand, and how he got the money to kind of bolster it was to sell pirated music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so PewDiePie threw shade at him over T-Series over that, threw shade at them needing, needing the backing of an entire country versus one man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Shade was thrown at them about over the caste system that they have over there in India.
Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, is it's a class system, but there are racial elements to it as well. He threw shade at them about a whole different thing, but the song's quite good actually. And it got a bit emotional near the end of it as well.
Yeah, I might have to take a gander of it, but by and large, I just don't. I've got nothing personal against the man. I just don't enjoy his content.
That's fair enough, mate.
But one thing he does do is play a lot of games, and that brings us into the thing I wanted to discuss before we run out of time here. On Twitter lately, it seems that, and this is an old argument, but apparently it's coming back up again because of a recent game, and I cannot remember the name of the game. But about it's an argument over whether or not we should have easy modes in games or not.
Yeah, I did see you speaking about this, and I have briefly seen some of the debate from various different camps on Twitter.
Yeah, I can't remember that. Help me out, chat. You probably know what game I'm talking about. It's the newest in the really hard games to play, and it has no easy mode. And I guess some people are saying, well, if it had easy mode, I would buy it. And I can understand that sentiment because, as I explained on Twitter, I've been a gamer since there's been games, since long before some of you were born. And I was pretty good once upon a time. But as you age, there's one fact of life that you can't get around. Your reaction time goes down considerably. It's just a fact of life. It's not whether or not I got to get good or not. It's that you honestly, sometimes you can feel it. There's a real disconnect between you look on the screen, you say, oh, there's a bad guy. I should shoot it and push this button. And when your finger actually does that thing, it's just, there's just a delay there, and it happens. It's just a fact of life. It happens to us as we get older. So I appreciate easy mode. It allows me to keep playing games, but I'm not of the camp that I think that, yes, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Thank you. That's the one. I'm not of the camp that thinks they've got to put an easy mode in the game. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I appreciate it when games do put that in, because that allows me to experience at least a little part of it in my slowed down mode. I don't know what you think about it and what your opinion is. We haven't even discussed it, but there's a lot on Twitter that have taken the stance of, well, you just need to get good. You can't play it. You just need to get good. And I even seen one of, and they're a creator in our genre, said this, that, easy mode is the participation trophies of video games. And I disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm inclined to disagree with that as well, to be honest with you. It really isn't that black and white, really. I mean, you have to look at it from a marketing perspective.
Yeah.
Games are a product that are sold to the public, and if you want to go ahead and you want to make a game that is for an audience that wants a bigger challenge and wants to have our hardcore gamers and want to play fucking something like Dark Souls or something that is a very, very hard game, then sure, that's the developer's choice.
Yep.
But if you are, if you want to make more money, then you probably make more money by providing options for difficulty for your game.
Yeah, and I haven't played Dark Souls for that exact reason, because I've seen Let's Plays of it. I know right off the bat that I'm not good enough anymore to play a game like that. I'm just not, because it no matter how you slice it, it all comes down to reaction time. You know, it's whether or not you can mash this button at exactly the right time in order to evade the attack or whatever it is that you're doing. And I can't do that anymore, not to the extent I used to. And so then things like that become frustrating for me, and frustrating is just not fun. I understand challenge. I get it that you want challenge. I challenge myself now in these slowed down days in a different way. Yeah, I start out on easy mode. If I like the game, I will replay it on a harder mode. And if I really like the game, I'll keep bumping the difficulty up on each playthrough until I get to the point where I just can't beat it anymore. You know, yeah, Perfectly Faded Delusions gets it exactly. It helps me to move on to the other difficulties. If I'm playing a game that's so hard that I cannot win a fight, how am I going to learn to do it? You know? So easy mode gives me that. I also see somebody sent me a video, and I won't say who it was from, but another person in our genre that was talking about that game. And their only answer to how does a game having an easy mode hurt you, you know, if you play it on hard, you know, play it on whatever, their only answer was, well, it ruins the camaraderie of knowing that everybody that played this game went through the same experience that I did. Elitist much?
The fucking camaraderie. What if it's a single player game only?
Yeah. Elitist much? It doesn't hurt you. And I seen another argument on Twitter that said, well, it costs more to put in an easy mode. Bull crap. It doesn't. That might fly with somebody that doesn't know what you're talking about. But as somebody that has gamed for well over 40 years and somebody that knows his way around the computer, I mean, I know my way around. Yeah, I'm a little rusty, but I do know my way around coding and all that. No, it's not that much more money. In fact, it's just, to make a game have an easy mode, it's just a simple matter of populating the game with less hard enemies. And that's just a simple coding matter. A person that's fluent in coding on whatever engine you're playing on could probably do that in no more than a day. I mean, it's just that simple. So that argument is just bullcrap.
Camaraderie, what a bad argument. What if you're just like not a social gamer?
Yeah.
Not
well, what they were saying is like everybody that you know that had played that game as well as you do went through the same experience that you did. So now that you're comrades in arms, I guess.
Fuck off. You're not a soldier. You're a bloody consumer of a product, you tosser. Who said that?
Looks like a brain.
I think I know who you're on about.
Yeah. Known to put their foot in it once in a while.
Yeah.
Owen Harmon says, does not easy mode give a false impression of the game? No, not necessarily. If you go into it knowing that the regular game played as the people that created it intended, you know that your experience is not exactly that. But what it can give you is to be able to enjoy the story mode if there is a story. And I do enjoy games with a story without over worrying too much about what, you know, gameplay that you're handling, whether or not you can handle the bosses. And I'm not against challenge. It hasn't been too long ago, whenever the Gears of War series came out, I remember J-Kid and I played that constantly. Thank you, Cryptic. I code pumps to push poop into other places. Yeah. We played that, and we played through numerous difficulties. And that game had an easy mode. It had like 5 different difficulty levels, you know?
Some games do.
And we beat that at every level except the hardest. And we got all the way to the last boss. and just could never beat it. And it wasn't even me that rage quit. It was J Kid says, I can't do it anymore. Because we tried so many times.
There's only one game I've played on every single difficulty. And that is, and one is Manhunt. Years ago.
Owen Harmon, I'm playing XCOM at the moment too. Fancy that. And it is more difficult than you think. I will admit, I have restarted a lot of saves. Like, oh no, I'm not losing that soldier. He's my favorite. I've restarted a lot of saves. But yeah, I get what they're saying. And like you said, if a developer wants to make a game that appeals to a certain niche audience that wants a very difficult challenge, then okay. Fine, let them do it. I'm not against that. And I'm not telling them they have to put easy mode in for me. I will say that if they put an easy mode in, I would probably buy their product. So they're missing money.
Yeah, I think that's the way you have to approach it. I realize that this entire argument is probably stemmed from journalists complaining that there isn't an easy mode.
It is.
And other people just saying, you should give us an easy mode.
Yeah.
And acting entitled, you know?
And I get that. And I agree that if you're a gaming journalist, you should be proficient at gaming. I do agree with that. You should know the product that you're reviewing. Right?
Yeah,
I get that. But it's trickled down to the point, at least on Twitter, that now it's to anybody that plays easy mode is just not really. I even seen somebody say, you're just not really a gamer. Excuse me? I'm not spending my time playing Candy Crush here. Don't tell me I'm not a gamer.
I get the argument. I know what cynical Lindsay's saying there. Like if you're on the internet and you're raging at a game dev for not putting a specific thing in a game, acting all entitled and stuff, then you're gonna get shat on, right, by people on the internet. I mean, sure, if you have an opinion and you want to tell them, look, I wish this game had that, I wish it had this mode, maybe next time or whatever, I'm just not going to play the game, I guess, then that's fair enough. But game journalists acting entitled over this kind of stuff is genuinely pathetic. You're a game journalist, mate. You should be, as you said, proficient at gaming so that you can get the best experience out of the game possible.
Yeah, if that's what you're going to do for a living. Sorry, I hit the mic. I know I did. If that's what you're going to do for a living, you should be proficient at that thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's gaming or whatever it is. And I agree with that. But it really, Lindsay, it has trickled down to the point where some are just calling out anybody that plays on an easy mode. To the point that we're just not real gamers. And I get it. There are people, paraplegics and so forth, that have played this game that they're talking about. And I wished I could. I had that discussion. I have a hard time equating that to me being able to play it, though. There's special equipment that these paraplegics can use to be able to play games. There's nothing in the world you can do about slow reactions.
Yeah.
Unless somebody pushes the buttons for you and then you're not playing it then.
If you're a journalist, you should be able to test the game properly. And I don't think you can test the game properly if you play it through on easy mode.
No, probably not. Like I said, that part I agree with. I don't have a problem with them calling the journos out, because they should know the subject of which they're writing about. They should be proficient in it. It's the fact, what bugged me and got me talking about it on Twitter today was that people had brought it on down past that to your everyday gamer playing on easy mode. There were some, not all, but some. And, throwing shade at anybody that wanted easy. I just wanted to discuss it. Didn't know how the chat felt about it. Didn't know how you felt about it. I know how I feel about it. That you're not a true gamer stuff. Look, I'm going to, we talked a little about this before. Back in the 70s, I went out I spent a lot of money in the arcades. And my initials were on every game within a 5-mile radius of my house. And there were a lot of arcades within that radius in that day.
Mm-hmm.
And being my initials were on it meant that I was one of the top scorers.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time, I was good. I got old. And it's just a fact of life, you know? And
yeah.
And if a game's just not fun for me because I can't keep up with it, then it's not fun. Why would I play it? That's why I don't buy games like Dark Souls or whatever, because I know that they would just frustrate the tar out of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I'm not one of them people that thinks you have to add it in, but don't give me this crap about it costs more and it ruins the camaraderie and you know, it ruins my experience. Don't give me that garbage. You know, if you put in an easy mode, that's just so much. What that is a bunch of elitist gamers, which you have always had. Ever since there's been video games, you've had people that are elitist about it. You know, Git Gud Nub, like the title says.
It's funny you say that because I'm just looking on my Twitter now.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls has just roasted the absolute life out of somebody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dark Souls put out a tweet on the 28th of March. Oh, wow, this is really old. This is from 2017, saying, PSA, we're currently investigating the loading screen and FPS drop issues. And somebody complained saying, and they're getting my ass beaten by the Demon Prince over and over again issue. Are you investigating? And Dark Soul responded with a meme saying, get good.
You know, and I get it with a game like that. That's what it was designed to do. It was for a niche audience, people that really want a challenge. Well, I don't want that challenge. I don't need that challenge because I can't get by it because of physical reasons. You know, I enjoy games with that I can ease into, and then I'll take the challenge. I will challenge myself. Like I said, I'll keep up in the difficulty with each playthrough. And if a game's good enough for me to play, isn't that what you want? A game that people will play over and over again?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I'm not poking fun at this game or Dark Souls or this other new game that's out. Japanese sounding name. I can't even remember it again. But I'm not poking fun at them. They do what you do, boo. You know, you know what your niche audience is, and go for it.
Yeah.
But you know, don't throw shade at people just because they want to play on an easy mode. That's just ridiculous.
As far as I always try to look at it from the devs perspective, you know. You want to make the maximum amount of money possible.
Yeah, they are losing out. There's no way around it. They're losing out on money because people like me aren't going to buy their product.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if they're willing to do that to have the game that they want, more power to them.
But that's their choice at the end of the day, you know. So.
Yeah. Push the button. Funny you say that because I've had similar experiences. This is Ari Bear. I go into Apex Legends, and whoop, chat jumped on me again. Apex and say hi. I'm going to let my grand play around, okay, and then they usually show respect. I've done that in MMOs before, on more than one occasion. When my oldest granddaughter was around more, and when she was very small, she's 14 now, but when she was about 3 or 4 years old, I used to just let her sit on my lap and control my character in MMOs. But I would tell everybody in my guild or around me, look, she's going to be controlling it for a little bit. Okay. Let her have some fun. But,
yeah.
Anyway,
I tried
we
Apex Legends. It's not for me.
time.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Making up for yesterday, I guess, when we were short. But
yeah.
Anyway, as you can tell, I could have went on and on. But we have a format here, and it's 2 hours, and by God, we're going to stick to it. But thank you, chat. Thank you for showing up and for the support, for the super chats. I do appreciate it, and they go for a good cause called keeping food on OBW's table. Thank you, moderators. I'm glad to see that you didn't have as rough a time as Tuesday. That was quite impressive, actually. Thank you, Bear, for showing up as always. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I released a video as kind of like a response to the reaction YouTuber Mess Yourself. He released a video kind of explaining the issues that you kind of face as a YouTuber and how it can get you down and stuff like that. And I wanted to reiterate his points a bit better than he did. Yeah. And I released that on Irate Alex. So go give that a watch, guys. It's linked in the chat there.
Owen Harmon, quickly, he said, hold on a minute. Okay, I'll give you a second, but we've got to be ending here. What you got? Oh, sorry, no super chat's got a new job starting next week with a better salary. Happy to send a bit your way. Hey, I've always said, and I'm very upfront about it, if you can help me out, great. I appreciate it. If you can't, it's all good. We're still friends. You don't have to give me money to be friends.
I agree. Yeah. Being here, watching the stream, liking it, sharing it, that's just as good, dude.
That is absolutely correct. But at any rate, it is that time. It is past that time. So as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.